Welcome back to Sports Talk Chicago. Great to see everybody here. I am so happy to be back. We obviously have a lot to discuss today. This is not a radio show. This is going to be YouTube only. And my goodness, do we have a lot to say. I want to first, but before we even get started, I want to thank everybody for filling in for me and sticking with this channel while I was out. I want to give a huge shout out to Joey Christopoulos and Matt and Sam for filling in for me on the radio over the past 4 weeks. They did a great job at providing all of our affiliates, providing you with great Chicago sports coverage while I was away, while I was healing and getting better. But I'm happy to be back. It's great to see all of you. And how fitting that I return, fortunately, the day after, or 12 hours after, Justin Fields gets traded. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the like button on this video. I think all of you, especially a lot of you who are here, know how I feel about this. So give us double likes if you can. Give us another subscription. We really appreciate it. John Meadows is here directing, producing. He'll be contributing as well on today's program. We're going to be live for an inordinate amount of time, getting to everybody. If you want to be a part of today's conversation, if you want to join me on camera right now, throughout today, email me, sportstalkchicago1@gmail.com. It's pinned in the live chat. If you want to join me on camera to talk about this, give your take on it, as passionate or as logical as you want to be and as you want to feel, you can. sportstalkchicago1@gmail.com. Give us an email, and we will put you on the air after I get about, well, it's my show. I'll take at least 15 minutes to discuss how I feel and what's racing through my head about this trade. You can follow us all over at Sports Talk Chicago and give some love to all of our affiliates at the top of our screen. We may be adding one more this week. We love all of our affiliates. 101.1 Peoria Sports Radio, 98.3 The Live, WKAN, 105.5 The Ticket, ACTV, GenTVW, JOBN Cities, 92.9 Talk FM. They are part of the Sports Talk Chicago syndication network. They air us every single week on their radio stations. So again, if you're new to this channel, we are a radio show. We are here on YouTube. We're on podcast. We're all over social media. We're even on television on ACTV and GenTV. So we are all over the place. We are on many different outlets, and we are here to serve you, the Chicago sports fan, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with me or not. It's okay. We enjoy having conversations. But I'm excited about this day, and I really can't believe that this day came. So in case you've been under a rock the past 12 hours, Justin Fields has been traded for a conditional 6th-round pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He will be backing up Russell Wilson, according to reports. Now, for the Steelers, I would argue they have one of the best quarterback rooms in football. I'm not kidding, because Justin Fields being a backup and Russell Wilson being your starter, to me, they now have one of the best QB rooms in football, and this was a team that had Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, and Mason Rudolph just a year ago. So they certainly upgraded with this trade, and acquiring Justin Fields for just a 6th-rounder certainly works out for them. That's exciting for them, and that's pretty much all I'm going to talk about in terms of Pittsburgh today. It worked out for them. I'm happy for them. They acquired Justin Fields for essentially nothing, bag of footballs, and that's it. And we move on from that. Now, let's get to the fun part. Anybody in the chat, anybody watching, anybody who's going to be watching later, raise your hand if you told me that Justin Fields was an elite quarterback who had so much ahead of him in the National Football League. Raise your hand high and wave it all around in the air. Because you were wrong. And this is not going to be a 20-minute personal attack or a 20-minute you were wrong type thing, but I do want to acknowledge it because I cannot explain to you the number of times and the number of comments that we've received here, whether it be on YouTube, radio, TV, podcast, Twitter, blasting me on Twitter for years, not just months, years on end, when I said that Justin Fields was not elite, was not good, and had nothing moving forward in his future. Yet, now today, everything's fine. I have to look at the pointed difference in the way things ended here in Chicago versus Mitch Trubisky's tenure. Oh, no, don't mention his name. Don't mention his name. You know what? People are going to leave now because I mentioned Mitch Trubisky. But let me say this about Mitch and Justin and how similar their tenures and how different their tenures were here in Chicago. Mitch was shown the door in 2020, and everybody said This guy sucks. He's horrible. Get him the hell out of here. We want Justin Fields. And now today, for Justin, I cannot tell you how many people that I've seen, whether it's media, whether it's players, whether it's teammates, whether it's fans, saying, we're really going to miss him. I wish him the absolute best. I really think that he's still going to be a good quarterback. Where was that energy back in 2020? Oh, that's right. It was nowhere to be found. Because everybody loves Justin Fields as a quarterback, because some people out there still believe that he is an elite quarterback. Well, you know what? I'm never going to say that Justin Fields is elite. I'm never going to come out and say that this guy's some amazing quarterback. At the end of the day, this is a 10-28 quarterback who never threw for 3,000 yards. What did you expect in terms of return, in terms of his future, in terms of where he'd go in the NFL? What did you expect? Of course he's going to be backing up. You know why? Because he sucks. That's why. Of course he didn't get a starting opportunity. Of course the Bears could not find a trade partner. And of course, let's see, the Vikings signed Sam Darnold. Kirk Cousins signed in Atlanta. Kenny Pickett got traded. Sam Howell got traded to Seattle. All of these different spots that Fields could have gone to, they were filled up already. Gardner Minshew got paid real money by Las Vegas instead of acquiring Justin Fields. So what does that say? What does that say about Fields, his talent, and how he is perceived around the NFL? What does that say? Now, in my opinion, I'd rather have Justin Fields than Sam Darnold. Yet, nevertheless, the actions that occurred by the Vikings and the Raiders, the Steelers, other teams, Falcons, what did that prove? Well, it proved that across the NFL, nobody wanted Justin Fields. Oh, whoa, wait, don't say that. Nobody wanted Justin Fields. Nobody was interested. Nobody was sitting there begging and clamoring to acquire Justin Fields. Everybody else found somebody else to fill their quarterback vacancy. And guess what? They didn't want Justin Fields to be their starting quarterback. And the Steelers still don't want Justin Fields to be their starting quarterback. Everybody's talking about, oh, good opportunity, good situation for him. Do you think that they're going to start Justin Fields over Russell Wilson? Unless Bears fans here migrate to Pittsburgh and beg Mike Tomlin to do it, then I could see that happening. But realistically speaking, if we're actually talking about logic and not, oh, I love Justin Fields more than anything else in this world, Russell Wilson will be starting in Pittsburgh, and they're going to pay him $1.2 million. The expectation, according to Adam Schefter last night even, is that by the end of the year, they're going to work out a long-term extension with Russell Wilson, which means Justin Fields won't be starting there anytime soon. But I'm waiting, and I'm ready for everybody to tell me that Justin Fields should be starting in Pittsburgh. That Justin Fields deserves to start in Pittsburgh over Russell Wilson. Yeah, you know what? Let's start Justin Fields over a, Super Bowl winning quarterback who's definitely going to the Hall of Fame? Yeah, let's do that too. Yeah. My goodness, I'm not done here. No, we got a lot to discuss. We got a lot to discuss. And if you don't like it, then you don't need to be here. I don't care. I don't care. I'm done with it. Okay? There are people who are going to be bent out of shape. We're going to be bent out of shape for how this was being covered by people in the media, by fans, and just by the way that things ended here in Chicago for Justin Fields. You know what? Justin Fields got to start 38, 39 games in a Bears uniform. The results were what they were, okay? They were what they were. We saw flashes 100%. I will always acknowledge that he has some talent. There's no doubt about that. He has some talent. But in terms of being a consistent NFL caliber quarterback, he's not there. Could he be there one day? Maybe. But I don't expect it. And the numbers suggest he never will. So now you explain to me why you think he's some elite, amazing quarterback. And by the way, that's not me saying that. Those words are real and they've been thrown around like nothing. There is a belief amongst Bears fans only. I should say 50% of Bears fans now, at least some of you have come to see the truth, right? 50% of Bears fans do believe that Justin Fields is an elite NFL quarterback. Not kidding. You ask some of these people, you look in the comments of old videos, of this current video, there will be people saying that he's an elite quarterback. Well, if that's your judgment of elite, then by that measure, Sam Darnold's elite. Kyler Murray's elite. Gardner Minshew's elite. Actually, in fact, Kirk Cousins is elite. All of the guys who received opportunities before Justin Fields did in Pittsburgh are more elite than Fields. They have to be, because they were actually pursued by these teams, and all these teams chose somebody else over Justin Fields. How telling and indicting is that, by the way? Day by day, we saw free agency begin and start. We saw some trades, we saw some signings, and every day we wondered, okay, when's the Justin Fields news going to hit? We all did. I did too. And every day we just saw a different quarterback get paid, in some cases, big money. Kirk Cousins went to Atlanta, so that X'd out an opportunity for Fields there. Russell Wilson got traded to Pittsburgh. X'd out an opportunity there initially to be the starter. Gardner Minshew even got paid by Vegas. That X'd out an opportunity. Baker Mayfield re-signed with Tampa. X'd out another opportunity. The Vikings, since they had no quarterback, signed Sam Darnold, people. Sam Darnold to a one-year, $8 million deal. The Vikings chose Sam Darnold over Justin Fields and X'd out an opportunity there. What was left? Not much. The Eagles acquired Marcus Mariota to be their backup, so Fields couldn't even back up in Philadelphia. Desmond Ridder got traded away. He's going to be a backup somewhere else, too. X'd out another opportunity. And finally, after all those pieces were laid down, after everything occurred in the way in which it has, then did Justin Fields finally find a home. Yeah, it only took, 8 different quarterbacks getting opportunities before the time came for Fields. That is telling, and that's indicting. It's indicting. These are the same people who have trashed Kirk Cousins for years. I'm talking about people in this comment section. I'm talking about people who claim that Justin Fields is elite. They're the same people who say Kirk Cousins blows. They're the same people who make fun of Gardner Minshew. The same people who throw shade at Sam Darnold, even. Baker Mayfield, another guy. And yet, their prized possession, Justin Fields, this elite, amazing quarterback, you just don't see it. You don't see it. You say he's not elite? Well, that means you don't see it, and that means you don't know football. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I think a lot of these NFL teams certainly know football, and they know what they're talking about. Their scouting departments, their general managers, their head coaches, they know what they're talking about. So why, can somebody explain to me why Justin Fields had to wait this long to find a home? Why did nobody want Justin Fields? Maybe it's because he went 10-28. Maybe it's because he's never thrown for 3,000 yards. Maybe it's because he's just not that big of a winner yet. I don't know. You tell me. But for those who use the terminology elite to describe Justin Fields, for those who said that Justin Fields would never leave the Bears and it'd be a travesty if Ryan Poles traded him, what's the response now? And may I add that in 2020, when Mitch Trubisky was let loose, and if you don't want to hear the name Mitch Trubisky, then get the hell off this channel. This is not a Mitch Trubisky love affair channel. This is a realism channel. When Mitch Trubisky was shown the door, I remember, and I could pull up, I don't want to do that because I don't want to waste your guys' time, but I could go through comment after comment of people saying, well, look, he sucks, get rid of him. Mitch, to this day, can't even post on social media without getting vitriol from Bears fans. But yet, what did I see last night on my timelines all over social media? Well, I saw, I'm really going to miss JF1. He still is him. JF1, you're going to do good. DJ Moore said, business is business. Give me a damn break, you people. All of you. I mean, I just can't believe, I've never seen so much galvanization around such a mediocre quarterback. I said it. I've never seen such galvanization, such love by everybody universally over such a mediocre player. Justin Fields as a person, stand-up guy, I like him as a person. I really do. As a football player, he has a lot to overcome if he wants to be even a good NFL quarterback, let alone elite. That's a reality. The numbers prove it. The numbers prove it. Yet, for some, the numbers aren't enough. This move was huge, and I want to commend a couple of people for making this move. I want to commend Ryan Poles, Kevin Warren, and even Matt Eberflus for making this move. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm all for all of them. I still thought Eberflus should have been fired after this season, I'll tell you that, but I will say this. I can't believe they did not cave to public opinion. They risked a lot. The Bears, historically speaking, and this is true, you could read reports about it, are scared of public opinion. They're scared of their fan base. They really are. They're scared of certain things being done. They're scared of how things could be perceived by the public. That's a fact. That's truth. I can't believe that they actually laid low and let this one happen. I really can't believe it. They're going to alienate some of their fan base for this. I think they'll alienate a segment of it. Not too many, but a segment. But at the end of the day, they did the right thing that's going to help them win the most games moving forward. All the NFL experts around the league, whether it be reporters, whether it be former GMs, whether it be a lot of people that we've talked to or that we know of, have said the same thing. Ryan Poles would be stupid. And those are exact words. I've read them. Ryan Poles would be stupid to trade the number one pick again and, not take a quarterback and keep Justin Fields. That's what those were legitimate experts who would say that. Yet no. We don't need to worry about that. The experts are wrong. The people who know the game are wrong. We're going to trust, Johnny Boy on his computer, yelling and screaming and kicking that Justin Fields is an elite quarterback and needs to stay. And the Bears are going to trade that number one pick to keep Justin Fields. Nope. No, I'm not here for that today. I'm not here for that, those lies, really, today. Oh, and one more thing. This just came to my mind. Think about this. So Luke Getsy got fired, and now Justin Fields left. So the Bears are firmly blaming. Now, I think more people were to blame, but officially speaking, the Bears have come out publicly now and said, we're going to blame Luke Getsy and Justin Fields for last year's tough season, which actually sounds about right, because there were games in which Justin Fields helped to blow. Whether you like it or not, it's true. The Denver Broncos game, the Detroit Lions fiasco, the Browns game, all of those late game leads that the Bears ended up blowing. Sure, it was the defense and Eberflus. Justin Fields had a hand in that too. Fourth quarter fumbles, fourth quarter turnovers, lowest fourth quarter passer rating in football in 2023. Yet we were supposed to look at the first three quarters, not even worry about the fourth quarter and leave it alone. Man. He can't close games. He can't win games. He's 10-28, and he can't even throw for 3,000 yards in a season. Haven't we seen enough? The Bears obviously have, because now they've made the move. I don't care about the return that they got. In fact, the return that they received goes to show that that's the value of Justin Fields today, even too. And now I've saw reports that the Bears would have had a bigger return from other teams potentially, that they traded Fields to Pittsburgh for a good opportunity for him. Maybe that's true. And if that's the case, good on Ryan Poles and Fields for working together to find a good situation. But I'll say this, the Bears received a conditional 6th-round pick for Justin Fields officially. That is what the league thought of Justin Fields. That is what they thought of Justin Fields. That's not me speaking. That's the league speaking. You don't like it, talk to the NFL about it then. Talk to all the 32 teams about it. Go ask every GM in the league, why didn't you trade it up for Justin Fields? Why didn't you value Justin Fields? The answer is going to be the same, because he's not a good quarterback. That's why. Because he's not a good quarterback. You don't like it? I don't know what to tell you. Because the numbers that you're going to glean on to prove to me that he's elite do not outshine or outshadow the numbers that show that he was mediocre. The facts are the facts. He was 10-28. He never passed for 3,000 yards. He didn't elevate anybody around him. The Bears acquired DJ Moore last year, and they went 7-10. They had weapons. They had something last year. They weren't at the level in which they are now. Now they got Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift. I mean, they've done a really good job this offseason, which we'll talk about later, in shows to come. That was awesome. I agree. But they still had enough weapons last season to go 10-7 to make the playoffs, and that was the consensus from day one. Because if you asked any Bears fan this time last year what they thought of this upcoming season, they would have said the Bears should make the playoffs in 2023. There were experts on ESPN who said Justin Fields would win the MVP in 2023. So the expectation was that the Bears were supposed to be great this year. And that didn't happen. And as a result, Luke Getsy and now I guess Justin Fields lost their jobs, and I think more people should have lost their jobs too. Yet officially, both of them lost their jobs. So officially, part of the reason why the Bears went 7-10 last year, part of the reason why they did not perform last year was because of those two individuals. One more thing too. Luke Getsy found another offensive coordinator job. Justin Fields is backing up people. What's that mean? What's that mean? The league saw Luke Getsy as a legitimate and smart offensive mind. I don't agree with everything he did here in Chicago. I'll be the first to say we saw dumb play calls. We saw stupidity come from Luke Getsy. We saw some good moments. But at the end of the day, the league saw who Luke Getsy was and gave him another chance to lead an offense. That's true. That's true. The league did not see that same opportunity in Justin Fields. It did not sit there and say, we need him to be our starting quarterback. And for everybody who said, oh, yeah, he'll go to the Falcons. The Falcons need a starter. He'll go to the Steelers. The Steelers need a starter. He'll go to Vegas. Maybe they need a starter. Well, every single one of those places filled up its starting role before Fields was traded. Look at the list of names that were signed or traded for before Fields was moved. You'll see names like Gardner Minshew and Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Russell Wilson even. You'll see all those names fall off the list. Kirk Cousins, before Fields was traded, which means all of those quarterbacks the league now use more than Fields. And yet all those quarterbacks are subject to unbelievable amounts of scrutiny. You and I both know it. And this isn't going to be a Kirk Cousins defense show, but I'm just saying. All of those quarterbacks who were moved before Fields are scrutinized and frankly trashed every single Sunday during the season. You and I both know it. There's a running joke around the league about Gardner Minshew. There's a joke always about Kirk Cousins. Oh, Captain Kirk can't perform in the big games. The Bears would kill for one season of Kirk Cousins at his highest production level. And Bears fans would too. Bears fans would revere Kirk Cousins for having one good season in Chicago. Any of those years in Minnesota that Cousins had, if you replicate that here in Chicago, Kirk Cousins would be remembered forever. 4,000-yard passer, 30-touchdown passer, leads a team to the playoffs. Yet everybody here in Chicago wants to open up their mouths and say, yeah, he sucks. Right? I'm just saying. All of these quarterbacks who got moved before Fields are, by and large, considered better by the National Football League, by the league at large. The Vikings considered Sam Darnold better than Justin Fields. I don't agree with that. That's a dumb move. But nevertheless, it occurred. I mean, it happened. So we have to acknowledge it. The Steelers are choosing Russell Wilson. How many Bears fans here, raise your hand, said the Bears would be stupid to acquire Russell Wilson? That'd be a dumb move. Well, look what happened now. Russell Wilson is going to be starting. And there's no QB controversy in Pittsburgh. They are so happy to get Wilson. I would be too. If I paid $1.2 million for a Super Bowl winning quarterback, I'd be waving my hands in the air. The Bears should have honestly gotten him. There's no quarterback controversy today in Pittsburgh about, who's going to start? No, Russell Wilson's the starter there. And there's no question about it, according to Mike Tomlin. So what's that mean, Fields fans? It just continues to the evidence, right? The evidence continues to pile up, and up. And if you want to still support Justin Fields, I don't hate you as a person or hate you as a brother in terms of, being Bears fanatics and following this team. I don't. I really don't. I don't even ask for an apology. You don't need to apologize to me. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Seriously. It's a free country. I don't care what you think. That's awesome. But I will say this, okay? This channel and this program never wavered in its opinion. Just remember that the next time a big debate comes up. And I know there are always going to be detractors. Believe me, I know that. I'm okay with detraction. That means people are watching and they care about our opinions. But I just want to say that. We did not waver. We did not cave to public opinion. We did not sit here and worry about what people were saying. We lost subscribers. I didn't care. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather make a prognostication or make a judgment based on what I see to be the truth. That's an opinion. But what I see to be the truth, that is what I'm going to make my judgment on. And I saw it. I saw it from day one, and I saw it for these 3 years that Justin Fields was here. I remember this year when Justin Fields fumbled another ball in the fourth quarter. The Bears lost the game, of course. I went out on Twitter and said this was Justin Fields' fault. I got blasted. I got killed. And you know what? That's okay, because Twitter's not real life. There was more perceived support of Justin Fields than there actually was support of him. Not kidding, because when I went around on the street and I talked to people just about Justin Fields, about the situation at large, an overwhelming response was actually, I don't think he's the guy. I'm not even kidding. The overwhelming response from people that I talked to on the street, at my day job, wherever I was always, I really don't think he's the guy, John. That's what I was told. And it wasn't a contentious, I hate you debate. It was, well, you bring up some good points, John. I kind of agree with you. Yeah, if he doesn't prove anything this year, they're going to have to move on. That was the consensus that I heard. So that's another lesson for myself and for you as well. Twitter is not real life. Bears Twitter is not real life. Bears Twitter, I don't want to, I'll just say that. It's not real life. I don't want to even go further. That's all I'm going to say. It's not real life. Because if you go around and talk to people on the street, a lot of them will tell you, I don't think Justin Fields is the guy. That's what I've heard. So this is not a shock to me. I just can't believe they did it. I really didn't think they were going to do it. I thought that they were going to cave to public opinion like they do time and time again, and we were going to have to sit there and deal with leaps and bounds in terms of reasoning why they kept him. Oh, well, I think he could do this. Well, he's not doing it now. No, but I think he can. No, that's not the point. The point is today, right now, 3 years in, 38 games in, he is not the answer. Could he be the answer for another team? Potentially, but I don't know. The Steelers have already come out and said it's going to be Russell Wilson. So Justin Fields has an uphill climb, similar really to Mitch Trubisky, in terms of will he start again? Will he start for a team again? Seriously. They're actually very similar in the way things have worked out for both of them, for Mitch and for Justin now. And Mitch got another opportunity to start. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, right? So what's going to happen to Justin Fields? I do believe maybe 2-3 years, he'll get one more shot. I believe it. If Mitch could get one more chance, Justin could surely get one more chance. Probably going to have to go somewhere and do a similar deal to Mitch, like a 2-year, $13 million deal, maybe, right? And he'll get a chance to start, he'll have to compete, see if he wins the job. I mean, Geno Smith turned his career around, right? So it's possible. And I wish him all the best, and I hope Justin Fields goes somewhere else in 2 to 3 years after sitting the bench, maybe bounces back. And, I mean, if he throws for 3,500 yards in a season, maybe 20 touchdowns, 10 picks, that's a success for Justin Fields. Is that elite? Kind of, but it's a success. So I'm rooting for his success, no doubt about it. I can't emphasize that enough, and I want to make sure that's very, very clear. I am rooting for his success, and I want him to succeed. But after 3 years, 38 games, it was clear that he was not going to succeed here in Chicago. And as we sit here today, From last year to this year, the Bears have gotten rid of their offensive coordinator and now their quarterback. So officially, the Bears are going to blame both of them for how last year went. Whether you like it or not, that's exactly what's happened.